Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I want to tell you about how to play Uno card. Uno card usually play by 2 till 10 person, and each person gets 7 cards. The step that you should follow, the first is, first you need a pack of Uno card, and then get the cards out of the box. You should shuffle the card before you give the cards to each person, and each person gets 7 cards. Second, you have to shuffle the card before give it to the players. After you done shuffling the card at the step 2, and then you have to give the card to each player, and each person that play Uno will get 7 cards. And then don't forget to pick a card from the center, and it will be an opening card to start the game. Don't forget to decide who's gonna play first. You can do Humpim Pahalayum Gambreng or something like that until all players get their own turns. And then you have to decide it who's gonna play first. You can do Humpim Pah or rock, scissors, papers. And then you can play Uno. You have to put out the same number or the same colors that you have, but if you didn't have the same colors or the same number, you have to draw one card from the center. On the Uno game, there are 5 action cards. The first is skip card, and then draw 2 cards. The third is reverse card, and then wild card, and the last is wild draw 4 card. Wild draw 4 card. If you put this card out, and then you have to choose a color on the card that you want. But if the player next to you didn't have the same card that you have, and then he or she should draw 4 cards from the center, and then he or she should put out the colors that you want it before. Wild card, if you put this card out, and then you have a freedom to choose one color on the card that you like, and then the player next to you should put out the match color that you want and not the number. And if he or she didn't have the same color, he or she should draw a card from the center. Reverse card, if you put this card out on the Uno game, it means the card reverse direction of play. It means the player that plays after you, it's not the player after you, but it is the player before you, because it is a reverse card. And if you don't have the reverse card, you can put out the same colors on the reverse card that you have. Draw 2 card. This card, it means when you put this card out, and then the player next to you have to draw 2 cards. But if the player after you have the same cards like this, and then the player after the player next to you should draw on the following numbers, it means he or she should draw 4 cards from the center because he or she didn't have the draw 2 cards. The last is skip card. If you put this card out, it means you are skipping one player after you. He or she can move or can play at that time because he or she is being skipped by you. There are some rules that you should follow and obey. When the card of a player just left one, he or she should say uno, or if he or she didn't say that, they should draw 2 cards. While if their card is left none or just run out, and then he or she should say uno game. And last but not least, after you understand all these rules and the steps, you can play uno with your friends. But remember, each people have their version or rules of playing uno, and this is the version of me and my friends while playing uno. It can be different with the rules that I inform you, but this is the common rules that I know to play uno. Thank you. Enjoy.